And now, last but not least, I would like to also ask Marija Risteska from North Macedonia about your country's experience, let's say. North Macedonia, after solving this long time name dispute with Greece, has finally managed to open accession talks with the EU. And what's most important, North Macedonia proved that it's not only crucial but also possible to have a dialogue, even if it's the most pressing situation. So, of course, once again, I wanted to ask you very shortly, what is the Macedonian society's attitude towards EU after these changes, after solving this dispute, and after signing the deal with Greece, and of course after the recent elections in your country. But what is the most important for me, what do you think is the role of think tanks such as yours in the integration process in your country and promoting European values?
Thank you very much. It's correct. Opening negotiations is the decision that has been made, but hasn't happened yet. And although it's a desired outcome, recent news coverage, for example, yesterday Politico had an article on this, shows that this might not happen due to internal and external reasons. Internal being the widespread corruption in the country and lack of rule of law, and external being the lack of support of the EU for further enlargement at this moment, and of course the objection or block now from another EU member state, being Bulgaria. As you know, Macedonian Prime Minister Zaev used a poker strategy tackling the issue with the name, saying that we are all in, which was demonstrated with the illegal change of the name without consent of citizens, as the referendum results did not approve name change, and with votes in parliament by MPs who were criminally charged and released from detention minutes prior to vote for the name change, with which I think the promise to fight corruption in the country, on which basis the colorful revolution was organized and the government came into power, was totally lost. The name change additionally divided the Macedonian society, and great majority of the ethnic Macedonians feel that their right to self-determination is limited with this change, and that this is sponsored by the EU, which is affecting the support of the Macedonian citizens to the EU accession. The all-in strategy that was applied also opened doors for further blackmailing now from the side of Bulgaria, again using the EU accession process to limit the self-determination rights of the Macedonians. So in my view, the all-in strategy did not prove to be internally productive for the Macedonian accession, especially because the good neighborly relations agenda challenged the basic human rights agenda on which the Union is based and the accession countries are striving to achieve. The success in the good neighborly relations that is praised by the European Union on the one side is in addition used to undermine the prevailing corruption and the lack of rule of law, which is on the other side the reason why the Union is not supporting the accession of Albania and Macedonia. So my personal opinion, and I think the opinion of the majority of people in the country, is that Europeanization should come from inside. And at the moment, we can see that elites are deeply corrupted. Macedonia has record low performance on the corruption perception index, is among countries with hybrid regimes, as portrayed in the latest Nation in Transit report, and we do not see internal factors that can foster Europeanization from inside. On the other side, we have also Europeanization as a process that can be fostered from outside by a European Union playing an active role. But with the current COVID crisis, the Brexit, and the internal issues for stabilization of the European project, we don't see that the EU is also ready to facilitate the Europeanization from outside, which leaves the think tanks like mine, the Center for Research and Policy Making, the think tank that I'm representing, in an absurd situation where we have been established and are working in support and promotion of the EU integration, but without having a timeline and a destination that has been secured. We are promoting values while the EU is undermining the pet performance, for example, that our governments are making in the region, just because the EU is not ready for accession. So this decreases the reputation of the think tanks in the region and in Macedonia including. Many of the think tanks that I follow have decided to provide blank support to the governments on this destination, but I think it's crucial for the think tanks to remain critical, to inform policy reforms, and to be this productive factor that will steer and facilitate Europeanization from inside, so that citizens can see benefits of this process.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. So